Okay, so I did want to mention that the National Gallery is in London. So I apologize I didn't mention that in the first video. But there are some really, really great aspects of learning here at the National Gallery. Um, but before I start discussing that and how I include how I would include the National Gallery in my own lesson planning, I did want to quickly touch on the fact that um, admission is free because of donations and memberships by corporate organizations in London. So admission is free because of the funding that they receive through donations and as a charitable organization. So that's one of the reasons why admission is free for everybody because of the way the community supports the museum without needing to charge a fee at the door. So, in case anybody was wondering about that, that's one of the reasons why admission is free. So, anyway, back to learning. So, there's a really, really great portion of their online presence that connects to education. So, they not only have programs for young students, but also for adults and teachers in schools. So, this is a really great part of their website that touches on opportunities for everybody, families, children, adults, teachers. But one of the aspects that I wanted to specifically talk about first is how children are encouraged to learn and discover at the National Gallery. So the National Gallery offers themed tours, take one picture schemes that focuses on a painting in the from the permanent collection that inspires cross-curricular work in primary classrooms. They have continued professional development for educators, which is amazing, and I would take advantage of it, honestly. They also have inspiration through Inset, which is gallery-based sessions that provide teaching strategies for educators, raising confidence in students to look and respond critically and creatively. They have telling the story series where artists tell stories in different ways about works within the gallery. And then also some free teacher resources and initial teacher education, which works with several colleges around the area to provide placements for trainee teachers, which is just incredible. So I want to go back to the theme tours. So you can book a free talking painting session at the National Gallery. And these sessions are designed to build children's confidence and enjoyment in looking and responding to paintings that are on display at the National Gallery. And I'm choosing to focus on this aspect of the themed painting tours because of one of the themes that they have, among several, is the world around us: water, weather, plants, and animals. And I'm choosing to talk about this because within my own lesson planning that I do as an art teacher, I like to talk about plants and animals and how to bring that subject into art creation and art analysis with my elementary art students because of the fact that in their content area classes like social studies, science, even ELA, they talk a lot about plants and animals and information that is important for children of that age to know and to discover about the world around them. So, in connection to this National Gallery's free session, I wanted to share with all of you a Pinterest board that I've created about nature art for elementary students. And this is a Pinterest board that I've created throughout the past year or two And these are some really great Pinterest lessons that are out there on the internet for you to utilize as a teacher, and how to incorporate not only nature and animals within art making, but also as cross-curricular lesson planning. So some of these are really great. The fact that it touches on perspective and the ecosystems, and how you can utilize symmetry within your lessons. And this connects back to the theme tours that the National Gallery has to offer in regards to plants and animals, and they investigate how artistic techniques that artists have utilized in connection to elements and principles and the world around them have been focused on. So that's one aspect of the educational component that I wanted to discuss. In addition to that, the National Gallery has the Take One Picture scheme, which focuses on one painting within the work. And the idea of this is that students become inspired by the work, and they create their own works of art that connect to the session. So here are a few examples of the Take One Picture sessions that have been done in the past through the National Gallery. I'm just going to click through some of these so that you kind of have an idea. That's really great. I like how they have the information about the group of students, the age, some description here, and then even some quotes from the students throughout their experience, and how they felt about the art creation aspect in relation to the works of art that were the focus of the session. One example coming up that I have a connection with is this session called Wings of Wisdom, and it was done with 6 to 7-year-olds, and this is really great because it pertains to bird wings, and how the wings have hidden meanings in regards to different themes like love, science, nature, birds, and students created the feathers using a wax resist technique, and incorporating that with different emotions that symbolize a sense of freedom. So in connection to this session that the National Gallery hosts, I too have done a wing assignment with my 4th graders, and we called it What Lifts You. So this is a bulletin board that I put up at my school, and 4th graders created individual wings that they chose any type of symbol or colors or idea, and they put that on their wing in regards to what lifts them. And this work was actually inspired more so by the artist Kelsey Montague, who does large murals in different cities across the United States, and she basically utilizes these murals as a means to promote self-efficacy, positive feelings of love, freedom, and just really enriching ideas about how it's important to have great self-esteem. But the center here is where an individual would stand, and then the wings are what would lift them through positivity and other aspects like that. So another part of the National Gallery that I found to be really amazing is the fact that they have one of my more favorite paintings by Vincent van Gogh. And it is his sunflower work. They have this on display in their museum. I want to say, let's see, I'm not really sure where. Oh, I guess it was temporary. But anyway, one of the things that I really like about this is now I can utilize the National Gallery's website and tell my students that this work has been on display in this museum, um, and that I can use this in connection to a lesson that I teach with first graders about Vincent van Gogh and about his work of the sunflower painting. And I incorporate this with a literacy component with a book that I read called Camille and the Sunflowers. And this is a book by Lawrence Anholt, who's an author and illustrator, who does famous artist series books. And the students really get a lot out of this book. The characters are great. Illustrations are really descriptive. The story is easy to understand, and it's about this boy, Camille, who befriended Vincent van Gogh. And it's really supposed to be, I guess, based on true events, but I really like incorporating books and literacy within my lesson plans. And this, again, can connect back to the National Gallery and a discussion that I can have with my students about Vincent van Gogh and his work. So some other really great things about the National Gallery are that they have their own Instagram page where you can find where they're located, again, London, and then scroll through, see what others have done and experienced in this museum. Just experience it on a different level through social media. They have a great visitors area where you can purchase gifts, a gift shop. Just a really nice social media presence on Instagram. And then in addition, they have another social media presence here on Facebook where you can follow them. I'm following them now. And I'm excited to learn more about their museum and their future exhibits through liking them on Facebook. So they have some really great photographs here on their Facebook page through their social media component. But like I said, it just has a really, really great online presence. So many great things that you can utilize within your curriculum for students of any age. And I'm excited to continue to discuss with you some of the things that the National Gallery has to offer outside of what I had talked about. So feel free to comment and ask me more questions on D2L. Thank you so much.